Hi, thank you so much for checking my channel out. Here's how I created the video for my Instagram page. So I'm in Davinci Resolve, I got 18. I'm on the edit page, you can see here. And you start off with your clips that are stacked on top of each other. So I got the logo as well as my video clip I'm going to use. You stack those together, then you're going to highlight both of them, right click, and you're going to go up here to New Fusion Clip. When you click the New Fusion Clip, your top video is going to disappear, but don't worry, it's going to come back around in just a second. So here's the final that we're going to use for illustrative purposes. I've got the Fusion tab here, which we'll click over to, and we'll walk you through what we did. Now, the first item I would recommend doing is always renaming some of your media inputs. So you can do that by clicking on Media 1 and click on the 1 button on your keyboard, which will bring up in the 1 spot here. And you do that as well for the logo that you have, just for a little bit of house cleaning. You can see some of the items that we're going to use. We're going to use a transform node that's going to be used to resize this image. A planar tracker node, which we'll use to actually track the logo to my forehead. And then a merge is to merge this section with that one, and then you get this media out, which is the final product. So what we'll do is we'll go over here to my video. We're going to click on the control space bar, which will bring up a list of everything that we need. And we're looking for a planar tracker node. Once you see planar tracker, you're going to click on that, hit add, and make sure it's connected to your video here. Okay, that's important. Once you're in the planar tracker node, then you're going to go over here to the right under the inspector. We're going to change a couple of quick columns. Under tracker, we're going to change this to hybrid point area, most common to use for the planar tracker. We're also going to change the motion type to translation, rotation, and scale. Again, most common. We're going to keep the background and the Luma key as it is. Now, if we're going to track the face, we need to set where the tracking is going to start from. So you're going to make sure you hit the set bar. This is the frame of where the video is starting. Then you're going to go over here. Let me clean this up. Oops, let me clean this up. All right. And go over here, make sure your planar tracker node is still clicked. Then you're going to find a spot of where you would like to start the tracking. So I'm going to create a spot on my big forehead here of where I want some data points to go. Now, I might extend it down just a little bit to get a few more data points, a little bit of contrast in those big eyebrows, but you want to make sure you've got a little bit of contrast and some points for Davinci Resolve to pick up. Again, make sure you hit the set button over here to set the start time, and then go to the bottom where it says track to the end. And as it's tracking, you'll see Davinci Resolve will pick up some of these data points. Now it tracked all the way to the end from where we started, so now we got to go back and track to the other way. There we go. And this node is going to keep all of that information that was collected, but we're not going to need it anymore. So with this node highlighted again, in the inspector, you're going to click on Create Planar Tracker, Planar Transform. So this is the transform with the same information that this node had. We're going to delete the original one and keep this new one. And you can see from my tree here, we've got the logo. Then we've got a transform node to change the size. And then we added the planar tracker here, which is where we just created it. So I'll delete this new one. But here's the tree you're going to use. We're going to merge the two together. Media out. Press number 2 to find it on the slideshow on the right, and then you can see the finished product versus the original. And then we'll be able to see the finished project versus the original. And I think it does a pretty good job tracking it. So that's what we got for today. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it was helpful. Again, we're using the planar tracker node to do a tracking logo onto my face. You can use it for anything else. More to come. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time.